Hello everyone, today I'll be checking out Palette Tea Garden in San Mateo for their dim sum. Last week I found out after 12 years I'm no longer allergic to shrimp, so that is the main reason I had the idea for this video, is because I want to try some of the most classic and iconic Chinese dim sum dishes that utilize shrimp. I absolutely cannot wait to try out some of my favorite dim sum dishes that I've been missing out on for the last 12 years, so let's go. I just made it here to the restaurant and I really love the contemporary design here since it feels really modern and slightly bougie, and I love the kitchen as well because they have a long glass window in front so you can see everybody making your food fresh. The way you order is they give you this paper menu, and then here you can mark the individual dim sum dishes that you want. I got several classic dim sum items as well as some trendy twists and new modern takes on dim sum as well, which I'm really curious about. First things first, I gotta start the meal off with a little bit of tea. I decided to order their hot jasmine tea, and they just brought it out on top of a candle so it stays nice and hot for your entire meal. I cannot wait to dig into the food, and the first item I want to try is just the classic hog gao. Before we dig into the hog gao, I want to try our tea because I think it's cooled down enough. Oh, that is lovely. Has a really nice floral jasmine flavor, and I like that it's not overly bitter, because sometimes I find that their tea is overbrewed when you get dim sum, but not here. It's just really light and floral, and I know it's gonna go great with all the food. This hog gao looks really nice. It looks like a really thick shrimp filling inside of this very thin and slightly opaque wrapper. Oh wow, that is absolutely amazing. From my best recollection, this is about as good as hog gao can get. This is just top tier. I mean, the wrapper on the outside is very thin, and I love how sticky and glutinous it is. And then the inside shrimp filling is so extremely juicy. I mean, it's just like an explosion of briny, flavorful, shrimpy flavor. And then you also have marinade in there. Tastes like a little bit of soy and a touch of sesame, so it's extremely flavorful. While we're on the topic of hog gao, I got to check out their lobster hog gao next. And what makes this one really unique is it's served with a little bit of lobster butter, and they said to inject it with a little bit of lobster butter. Wow, this feels like a science experiment. I just gotta carefully insert this and then carefully squirt out a little bit of the lobster butter directly into this hog gao. And there we go. It looks like I may have made a little bit of a hole, but let's go before this all leaks out, because I gotta try it with some of the delicious butter filling. Oh man, that is even better than regular hog gao. This is just like hog gao on steroids. I mean, the outside is really nice and gelatinous, just like the previous one, and the inside mixture is a mixture of both shrimp as well as lobster. So I do wish it was pure lobster, but the lobster that is in there does give it enough sweetness and flavor to really tell you it's lobster. And then the lobster butter is just like amazing. It's like plain butter that's just like infused with the flavor of lobster, so it really elevates it and makes it more oily and fatty and satisfying. Next, we got the rainbow prawn rice crepe, and this one just looks amazing because one, I gotta know what the rainbow prawn is, and two, they make all of their rice crepes to order in-house, so they said it can take a while, so I'm really impressed by that because this already looks like freshly made. I can tell just by looking at the rice crepe that they made it to order because it looks really silky and soft. Here we go. This looks like it's gonna be a little messy because they have whole pieces of shrimp in here. Oh, this rainbow prawn crepe is amazing. I definitely love this one as well. The outer crepe is really nice and soft and sticky, and the reason I can tell that it's freshly made is because it's so smooth. I mean, it's just unbelievably silky soft. and then the shrimp inside is very nice and snappy, because all the other shrimp I had earlier was like a shrimp paste. This one is whole pieces of shrimp, so it has a really satisfying, juicy bite and snap to it. I also love all the sweet soy sauce on the bottom, and it's not too overwhelming since they don't put too much, so it really just complements this dish. And the only thing I do wish is maybe if they cut the shrimp in half or maybe into thirds, because as a whole piece they're really big. But honestly, I'm not too mad about it, because the thing with this is I feel like I just want to eat it as fast as possible because it's so delicious. Next, I gotta try out this crab butter dumpling, which just looks crazy. I mean, it almost looks like a shumai wrapper, except it's black, and then it's topped off with crab as well as another syringe of butter. So we gotta do our little science experiment once again. This one, they actually pre-placed the syringe in, so I'm just gonna carefully squeeze out this little eyedropper and fill up our little dumpling full of crab butter. Okay, there we go. I think that should just be enough. All right, here we go. Crab butter dumpling. Oh wow, this is actually a lot different than I was expecting. The outer wrapper is like a shumai wrapper, and then the inside is almost just purely shrimp, and then it's topped off with the butter and crab mixture, and that syringe is actually full of vinegar, which is really needed with this. I mean, I'm not a big vinegar person, but I love it with this because the buttery crab mixture on top is so heavy and rich, and you have to have plenty of that vinegar just to cut through some of that grease. This is really, really tasty. I do wish there was more crab, but I feel like this is a really satisfying dish. Just stick with one of these though, because it is pretty heavy yet very tasty. Next, we got our classic shumai, which is just a pork and shrimp filling in this little eggy wrapper, and I used to eat a ton of these when I was little, and I would just pop them like it's candy. Here we go. This looks nice and juicy, just like the rest of the dumplings. Oh, this is a very nicely done shumai. I love the eggy wrapper because I really enjoy that extra flavor, and it's thin enough where it just holds everything together, because I love that the pork filling is majority pork and just a little bit of shrimp, so you really get all the juiciness and oiliness from the pork, and then you just have a little bit of shrimp at the end to bring a little bit of natural, fresh seafood sweetness. And speaking of shumai, I had to order this as soon as I saw it on the menu. They have abalone shumai, and for those of you who don't know, abalone is a giant sea snail, which is a delicacy in Chinese cuisine, and I personally love it. However, it is typically quite expensive, which is why they only put a tiny little sliver on top of the shumai. Oh, this is very interesting. It's completely different than a regular shumai, because for this one, the inner filling is purely just a shrimp mixture, and then on top you do have the abalone, which in my opinion is just alright. It's a little bit on the overcooked side, and I'm guessing it might be canned since it has a really strong briny taste, so it's not bad. I just think I will probably stick with the regular shumai instead. Next, I'll be trying one of their signature items that they're known for. This is the black swan taro puff, and I'm not exactly sure what it's filled with, but I believe it's some sort of meat or maybe meat and seafood filling. Alright, here we go. It feels really nice and deep fried and crispy, and it just feels like the outside is like a mixture of fluffy, fresh breadcrumbs. Oh, that is amazing. I love the outside because it does taste like fresh breadcrumbs. It's really nice and oily, but fluffy at the same time. It's just like biting into deep fried crispy air, if that makes any sense. And then beneath that crispy crust, you have this rich taro paste that just kind of coats your tongue. And then once you get past that, you have this pork and mushroom filling, which is just slightly sweet and meaty and goes so great with some of that taro flavor. Oh, this is great. This is truly an art piece in a bite. Next, I ordered the radish cake with XO sauce, and this one really caught my eye because this is completely different than your traditional plain fried radish cake. This looks like it's topped off with some sort of seafood topping. It smells really shrimpy, and it looks a little bit spicy as well. Oh, this is really enjoyable. I mean, the first thing I'll say, this is very tasty. However, it would have been a lot more tasty if I had it fresh, because the outside became kind of soft, but I can tell when it came out it was really thin and crispy. And then the inside is just like a mixture of that kind of rice flour mixture along with sliced radish. And the topping is a bit of an acquired taste, but I love it. There's little bits of dried shrimp, so you really get this intense, briny, shrimpy flavor. And you also got the dried scallop on top as well, which adds a bit of more umami flavor. And even get a little bit of extra salty earthiness and more depth from a little bit of fermented black beans that are in there. You know, in my opinion, I'm not a big fan of fishy tasting foods for the most part, but this to me isn't overly fishy, and I do recommend it if you like really bold and spicy and flavorful seafood flavors. Next, we got the baked barbecue pork bao buns, and this one looks really interesting because it's topped with some sort of white crusty topping, and I've never seen anything like this before. Oh, these are just heavenly. These are absolutely my guilty pleasure, and definitely the perfectly done pork bun because the inner bun is really soft and I loved its yeasty taste. And then on top, you have a really sweet and sugary, crumbly topping. And then the inside, you have more sort of sticky, caramelized barbecue pork. And overall, every single element of this is done perfectly. So if you love your sweet and savory foods, this is a must try. I mean, I really could easily just gobble down all 3 of these buns in one sitting, along with all the other dim sum food. Now it's time for dessert. And yes, I know what you're thinking. That barbecue pork bun is already practically a dessert, but I had to get another dessert on top of that, and this is the ube bao bun. Oh, that is a very nice bun. Again, with all their buns here, the bun tastes freshly made in-house. And then inside of there, you have the ube filling, which tastes very nice and ube forward. It has almost like a sweet potato-y and a slightly subtle coconutty taste to it. And the best thing about it is it's not too sweet, just like all Chinese desserts should be. Overall, this was just an absolutely amazing dim sum feast. I feel like they did a really good job here at Palette Tea Garden of offering traditional dim sum items as well as trendy and more modern takes on dim sum as well. If you want one of the most delicious and high quality and elaborate dim sum meals you can possibly get in the Bay Area, Palette Tea Garden here in San Mateo is a must try. As always, I really hope you all enjoyed the video. Make sure if you did to give it a like, and also make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.